Hello, welcome back. If you caught that one that I started a minute ago, I deleted it, so I'm not sure if you might have seen it or not. I didn't have my phone set to the right display, and so it was coming out sideways, and I didn't want it to be sideways for you to watch it. So I'm just getting this adjusted so everything will be kind of in the middle here, and so we can get going. So today we are going to be doing, is it still sideways? What is going on? When I'm looking at it on my phone, it's not sideways, so well, I guess we'll just have to go with that. I'm not sure why it's sideways. Usually it's not when I record and put my phone in here. When I'm looking at it, it is not, from my phone, it is not sideways. So, sorry about that. Okay, anyway, let me know when you come on if you are watching, and say hey and tell me where you are from. That would be fun. So we're going to make a cute little book today that would be a sweet little gift for someone for Mother's Day or a birthday or whatever. So you might want to get something to write with so you can write down measurements. It's really simple, and this is a book that you make out of one sheet of 12 by 12 paper that Tim Holtz made popular a long time ago. However, we are not doing it in the square size. So my inspiration comes from Sarah of My Serenity Crafts, and she did a video making this book in this particular size. So hello, welcome in. Hey Kathy, please tell me when you come on, say hey and tell me where you're from. And like I said, make sure you have something to write with so that if you want to recreate this book, you can. Sorry, I'm just trying to get my iPad set up so that I can see people's comments. It's like every time you go to make a video, because I do lots of live videos, it's different every time. It's almost impossible. Okay, so well, I'm hoping you guys, if you comment, that I'm gonna see it. It says there's one comment, but I can't get it. Let me see. I don't know. It's ridiculous. Okay. So we're going to be using this stamp and die set, Small Things from the Celebrating Life's Moment catalog. So this is the current little mini that we have for Fun Stamper's Journey. By the way, I am a coach with Fun Stamper's Journey. If you're on my page here, you can hit the Shop Now button. That will take you right to the catalog. While you're there, be sure to check out our retirement sale. And there's a really awesome deal with a bundle. I think it ends up being like around $89 or something. Plus you get the Amaze die cutting and embossing machine for free. It doesn't get much better than that. And the bundle includes a whole bunch of dies. So it's really a great deal. But I want to get started because it is going to take a little while to do this project. We're going to use this piece of paper, which is from, if you happen to have this in your stash, Springfield Prints. I was thinking that this paper was still available, and it's not. So my apologies for that. But a great paper that is in this little catalog is the Sunday Adventure prints. So these papers, any of these papers actually, depending on what you'd like the theme of your little book to be, would be perfect. So these are the Sunday Adventure prints. And let's just get going here. So you're starting with a 12 by 12 piece of paper, like I said, and then you are going to need to score. And so when you score, make sure that you don't press too hard because you don't want to tear your paper, and that's a really easy thing to do. So I'm going to try to be really gentle here because we definitely don't want to cut through the paper. So you're going to do these first score marks at the 4-inch line, and I'm going to do it a couple of times just to get a good score without tearing, and the 8-inch line. So score at 4 and 8. Okay, and then you are going to turn your paper one time. Hello to everybody joining. Please leave me a comment and tell me where you're from. Okay, so now we scored at 4 and 8. You're going to make one turn. And now we're going to score at 3, 6, and 9. Okay, so 3, 6, and 9. And I know you're not going to be able to really see those score marks on this pattern side, but when I turn it over, hopefully you can kind of see it there. All right. So now I'm going to leave it on this side, and we have to make some cuts. So on the easiest way is to turn it so you've got your score marks at the 4 and 8-inch size at the top of your paper. So here's 4 and here's 8. And then you are going to put it in a paper trimmer and go to that 4-inch score line. Okay, and you're going to cut up to the top horizontal score mark. So you're going to go all the way up to that top line. Then, oops, let me just get my scissors. And where are they? Scissors. Okay. So then you're going to turn and put it on the other vertical score line, which would have been then that 8-inch mark. And you're going to start up there at that first horizontal line and cut down. So it looks like this. So you did just the opposite on one side that you did on the other. Okay. And then you kind of have to decide, you know, if you have a double-sided pattern, mine's more of a solid on the other side, but you kind of have to decide which side you want showing on the inside of your book. But I'm going to start, and I'm just going to, so you fold that one forward, fold the next one behind, forward, and then you're going to go underneath with that fold. and then up, behind, up, and then go behind. So when you're going to the next row, you always fold behind. Then down, up, and down. So then the flowers are on the inside, which is what I wanted for my book. But you know, if you wanted it the other way, actually if you want it the other way, let me see, would that work? No, I think you would just turn it over and do the same thing, but with the other side of the paper showing, if that makes sense. Okay, so you're gonna want to use liquid glue for this project. Your tape runner, ATG, whatever, it'll stick for a minute, but it's not going to hold it there forever. And the gal that, Sarah, who I followed her video, she showed one that she had made using her ATG, and it was coming unstuck, even though she, you know, tried to use her folder to get a really good seal. It still just doesn't hold that well. So my suggestion is our Journey Craft Glue or whatever liquid glue you use. But this stuff is the bomb diggity, I can tell you that. Okay, so I hope you guys are seeing this okay, because I don't know why it's turned sideways. And if you're commenting, I'm also not getting the comments for whatever reason, which is a bummer. So, oh, there we go. Now I can see them finally. Hi, Sharon. Hi, Rebecca. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Christine. Finally, I can see your comments. I don't know what the heck. Okay, so now we're gonna glue, and can you see how, well, it's all wonky till you attach this, and if you've made the Tim Holtz ones, you know what I'm talking about. But we're gonna create some pockets. So see how some have the fold on the top and the others are open. The ones that are open are going to be pockets that you can then put tags, or if you want to stick a goodie down in there or whatever you want to put down in there, you can. So you're going to have 3 of those pockets that you can slide something into, and then the other ones that we will glue closed. So let's just do that. So you just kind of have to pay attention while you're gluing that you're making sure to glue what you want to glue. And what I did with the last one I made, when it was this with the fold like at the bottom or top, those were the ones I glued first because I knew I wasn't going to be creating a pocket with those. The ones where the fold is like that, the long ways, those are the ones where you're going to be creating a pocket. So on the short end of the paper, those folds are the ones that you're going to seal shut, if that makes sense. So the other thing you're going to want to have available while you're doing this project is like a baby wipe, because you know you're doing a lot of gluing, and if the glue oozes out at the edges, because you want to make sure you're getting a good seal, it's okay to just take your wet wipe and wipe it away, because this glue dries clear. Just do a little wipe. This probably looks really confusing with this book coming all unfolded. Okay, so now we have that one, but I want to just give it a good thing there. And then this one's going to be a pocket, and the first one was going to be a pocket. So here's another one with the fold down here on the small side. So we're going to seal that. Is this making sense, you guys? I hope so. So we started, if you came in late, we started with a 12 by 12 sheet of paper. You're going to score at 4 and 8, turn 1 turn, and score at 3, 6, and 9. And then you're going to cut on the score lines of 4 and 8 from the top of, on the score line 4 at 4 inches, you're going to cut down from the top down to the bottom horizontal score line. And then on the score line 8, you're going to cut from the bottom to the top horizontal line. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so let's see where we are. That's a pocket, that's glued, that's a pocket, that's glued, and that's a pocket. So now we will glue the pages that are going to be our pocket pages. You want to make sure that you are gluing so that your opening will be at the top of your book. So you only have to glue at the bottom and one side, not the side where the fold is. So and I'm getting glue in places I don't want glue, so let me wipe that off real quick. Wipe it off my bone folder. Okay. So there's our little pocket, and then we're going to have a pocket here. Just want to make sure I am doing it right. So let me get my book going the right way. That will be helpful. Okay. Okay, so now we have 2 pockets, and we just have the last one to do. I have got to figure out why this is sideways, because all the other times I did it and I thought I did it the same way as I did it today, and it wasn't sideways, but at least you can still see what I'm doing. It's a bit frustrating. Okay. All right, there is the guts of the book. I love it. I love this paper. I wish it was still available. Some of you may have it. Okay. So now while that is drying for a second, let's work. I want to do this one just a little bit. There we go. Let's work on the cover. It's cute already. I love it. Okay. So here we go with the cover. This is recycled file folder that when I was working, that it was from some files that were going to be thrown away, and I thought, no, I can use that paper at home. So if it's going in the recycle there, I'm claiming it. So it's a little bit heavier than regular just file folder, so probably like a heavy duty file folder. Also, what would work great is box. So cereal box, in this case, graham cracker box. It's about the same weight. So I've been trying to remember to not put my cereal boxes and things in the recycle, because us crafters use that stuff. No use in buying stuff that we've got that we can use right out of our house. So you're going to need 2 pieces cut 3 1/8 inch by 4 1/4. Okay, 3 1/8 by 4 1/4. And then the cover paper, let me put the lid on my glue. The cover paper is 3 1/8. Sorry, back up. The cover paper is 4 1/8 by 5 1/4. So 4 1/8 by 5 1/4. And I want my covers to be the plain side of the paper. So you're going to glue the card, whatever you're using, box, file folder, whatever. You can use chipboard. Glue it to your paper in the center of your paper. I might have to open up another thing of glue. Okay, let's just do that because all right, there is that one. And I'm going to let that sit for a second and do the other one. So you guys got anything fun planned for the weekend? I'm going to be packing. I'm going to be packing all my LuLaRoe stuff up. I'm going to be packing our clothes because we are taking a trip. I'm going to be doing a show and we're going to Reno for a few days. I'm so excited. It'll just be fun to take a little vacation. Okay, so let's go back to this one. Now, we're going to fold up the corners. Get your bone folder and we'll do more with that in a minute when we get to gluing, but you just want to have a good fold. Hey, Michelle. You can cut these pieces away if you want, but I really liked how Sarah showed how to do this in her video because it completely covers up your corners and you don't have to worry about whatever you have inside poking through or showing. So now we are going to glue those down. give them a bit of a stick, and then I'm going to come back and burnish them with my bone folder. Feel free to share this video with any of your crafty friends. The more the merrier. And I always save them over on my YouTube channel too, so there's lots more crafty fun over there. Plus, I've got wig reviews on my YouTube channel, and that's mostly it. Crafts and hair. So I'm just burnishing this up against the edge there to make sure that, for one thing, that we're going to have, you know, decent folds and that it's going to stay glued. Because it kind of wants to pop up until you come back and burnish it pretty good. All right, there's that part. Let's do the other one. Let me know if you have any questions. Yeah, file folders, especially if they're ones that are, you know, ready to go in the recycler, whatever, because usually it's the edges of them that are bent up or whatever, and the flat parts are generally still flat and good to use. All you have to do is maybe trim the outside edges of them off. So they're just a good weight for something like this. Okay. So now we're going to do the same thing with all the sides. And depending on what kind of patterned paper you're using, you might have to be more gentle. Our Fun Stamper's Journey patterned paper it's not cardstock weight, but it's heavy. It is great. It's very good quality paper. Okay. More gluing. I love making little projects like this. I don't know about you guys, but I mean, I'm a card maker. I love making cards, but sometimes it's like, oh, I'm tired of making cards. I want to do something different. So I've really been in the mood. You guys, this, okay, that's going to get covered up, hopefully, mostly. Don't do like I do. Don't wipe too hard. But I've been wanting to kind of work in my art journal too, so I think I'm going to get busy and do some of that stuff. Plus, I'd like to do just some little things, because now's the time to make all those things for, you know, doing craft fairs in the fall. So if you want to participate in those, you really have to be making your projects now to get them done. And I would really like to do that. I think that would be so fun. I used to do that years ago before we ever moved to the coast. And I always loved it. It was so much fun. And it would always crack me up because I did back then like a variety of things, crochet and just all different kinds of little crafty things. And it would always be the things that I thought were ugly and would never sell that would be the first things to sell. I always found that funny. And then we were sneaky. We would take a air popper popcorn maker and pop popcorn at our booth to get people to come there, because who cannot resist popcorn? I mean, you get that popcorn smell going and everybody comes looking for it. So that was our sneaky little trick. Oh, and my husband would make brownies. He would make plates of brownies that we would sell in our booth for really inexpensive. And those would always sell too because people would come looking for those. Now there's every time that you have crafty shows, of course, people are, oops, I forgot to fold. People are doing baked goods, but the brownies and popcorn would bring them in and the crafty things would get them. Well, that's kind of a bummer that I did that, but oh well. Hopefully it will mostly be covered up. It's because I'm trying to do it fast. The only way we were able to do that whole thing with the popcorn one is because our booth was like next to the wall where there were outlets. If you were in the middle, unless they had floor outlets, you wouldn't have that opportunity to be plugging something in probably. So it kind of looks like most of you are all journey coaches. Maybe not all, but so those of you that are on here that are journey coaches, are you going to convention this year? I'm missing out. It's a bummer. The person that we trust to watch our pets and take care of our house and stuff, house sit, when we go away, she already had a trip of her own planned for the same time, and she's just, you know, she's just who we trust. She's been the one watching our fur babies forever, and so I wasn't comfortable leaving them with anybody else, so we will not be able to make it this year. All right, now I thought I had my inside. Oh, I don't need inside pieces. I don't know why I keep thinking I need inside pieces. Okay, before you attach the cover, if you want to tie your book closed with ribbon, you're going to want to have that. And I'm using the Special Day Organza ribbon, however you're seeing this. And you could cut 24 inches. This, I measured it out, was about 23 inches. So doing this part, you'll probably, what I did use my ATG to just stick the ribbon down. And so I just run a little piece because you're still going to be gluing. So let me just put this in here and get it where I want it so that it's even. Okay. There we go. And then I'll do another little swipe of it on this side. I went, well, it's not been quite a year for me that I've been with, or has it been? Fun Stamper's Journey. No. No, maybe, I guess, no, it has been. So last year I went to the convention, and it was so much fun. It was my first one with Fun Stamper's Journey, and it was very much fun. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and glue the covers on, and you'll want to make sure that you get glue on top of your ribbon too. They treat you very special. Feed you a lot, and everything is just wonderful. Okay, so now make sure this will be the front. You want to make sure your pockets are at the top, and I'm going to do the lighter cover in the front. So you're going to go right to the edge of the spine. So that's what it looks like on the inside. And you're even with the spine back there. And we'll be covering the spine, okay? And we're going to do the same thing with the back. There, if I do it that way, then that bummed up piece on the corner might not show. Oh, if you want to like antique around or distress around the edges with ink, you probably would want to do that first, but you wouldn't really have to. I mean, the inside pages you would need to. The cover you could probably get away with doing it afterwards if you forgot, but it'd be best to just do it before you put your book together. Okay, so there we go. There's our pocket. There's the little book. Now you might want to stick your bone folder in there and just kind of gently make sure that the pocket pages aren't sticking together too far if the glue oozed into the middle, but those look good. And if you want tags for your pockets, you can cut tags to 2 1/4 by 3 3/4. I'm not going to cut tags. I'm not going to finish off and cut tags, but if you wanted to, you could cut them to that size, or you could use like those. You could use the little one too, but these let's measure and see. Yeah, those would definitely work. These are on the retired list, so be sure to check that out. I'm really sad that they're going away because I love these dies. They won't be leaving my craft room, but they'll be leaving the catalog. Okay, so there's the little book, and now I'm going to decorate it. And remember, I pulled this set out and showed you because I'm going to be using this butterfly and this butterfly and the Nurture Your Dream, and I've got the matching dies, so it's only going to take me just a few minutes. I've stamped them already, and the colors I'm going to use are Journey Colored Burst pencils. I am using number 6 pink, number 18 yellow, and number 47 silver, just to color the middle of the body on that one. So I am going to this is not fancy coloring, but it turns out really pretty, okay? So I'm not even being that careful. But we're going to be doing some blending, easy breezy, quick blending, and it just all comes together so pretty. All right. So I wasn't kidding when I said this part is going to be fairly quick. Okay, so now with the pink, we are going to do this, but we're going to blend into that yellow, which is going to be so pretty because it turns kind of an orangey color. And it doesn't really matter which color you start with. Because they just blend so nice. And I'm not going to glitter, but if you wanted to glitter the butterflies, you certainly could. So there is the first little butterfly. And let's do this one. I did a whole mini album that the theme, it didn't start out, it was almost like sometimes when you start doing little books, they kind of create themselves, if you know what I'm talking about. I didn't really start out with the book thinking that it was going to be a butterfly theme. It just kind of came together, and I couldn't believe as I was making that book how many butterfly things I had in my collection. I was really surprised about that. Okay. Thanks, Rebecca. Now, if you guys make one or some of these books, I would love it if you would take a picture and post it to my page or post it as a comment or whatever on this video, however you want to do it. I'd love to see what you guys make because they're so cute, and like in this paper pack here. This one, these two prints together would be adorable. This would be, especially with these butterflies, because they match. A coffee one would be stinking cute. There's just so many cute ones. And if you wanted, like in the pocket ones, you could stick gift cards, or a gift card and some tags with a greeting or whatever in one of the other pockets. Have any of you ever made a toilet paper roll book where you use your empty toilet paper tubes? You could do the same thing using empty paper towel tubes if the thought of using empty toilet paper tubes grosses you out. You flatten them, and at one end you put, however many you want together, 3 or 4, and then you bind one end of the tubes together, like with a comb binder if you have it, or some other way of book binding, and you leave the ends of the other ends of the tubes open, and make this cute little book that you can slide tags or gift cards in, whatever. Hey Karen. So I've only made one of those. I think I made one. If I made 2, I've given them both away, but I know I did the one and made it into a birthday book for one of our granddaughters, and I think we did put a gift card in it, and it was just so much fun. But like I said, you could use your empty paper towel tubes and just cut them down. So there's that one. And let me just bring my Amaze machine over here and cut these out real quick. I've got the dies here ready to go. And while this machine has wonderful magnets in it, I just, especially when I've already colored something, I just like the safety of some, I use the Post-it tape. I like the safety of just giving them a little stick down. So I know that it's not gonna move on me. Okay. My iPad is almost running out of juice, so if you comment and I don't answer, it's because my iPad went dead and I'm not seeing your comments. I should have charged it up earlier. Okay, there's our fun things to decorate our book with. Oh, I forgot to finish the spine. Okay, so the spine, you guys should have said, Jana, where's the spine? Okay, the spine is 4 1/4 by 1 1/4, and then you score it at 1/2 and 3/4. So a score at 1/2 and 3/4. And let me just glue that and stick it on real quick. I don't know if you can hear my cat meowing. She's been meowing all day because I have spent most of my day in my craft room, and I think she isn't any too happy about that. She'd rather have me out there where she is. Not that she can't come in here, because she certainly could. I'm getting plenty enough glue on there. I probably didn't need to be that generous. No, I did not. Going to carefully wipe it away so that I don't pill my paper. Okay, and making sure that I am at the top. Okay, so there's the top of my book. I'm going to put a little sparkle silk on it. Because it's pink and it needs sparkle. Okay. You could sparkle the back too, but I'm fine with just the front being sparkly. Okay. Now I am just going to give this butterfly a little action here by bending this one side of its wing. And then I'm going to put glue on that. Okie dokie. And I'm going to do the same with the little guy, but I'm going to do the opposite one. There is that, and of course we need some embellishments, right? So I looked at doing rhinestones, but I really just, with that pink, it's so feminine, I just really liked the idea of the pearls. So where's my, there we go. And because I want to make darn sure that they stick good, I just like to put a little dot, even though they are self-stick, I like to put a little dot of glue. You could use our what do you call it? Journey glaze. That works too. Okay, let's see. I want that one. I want one right there. There we go. Now, the other thing, the company sent me these photo pins along with my beach ball silk that was on back order for a long time. So if you wanted to have a little dangle off the spine of your book, you could glue one of those pins down into the spine there and then create whatever kind of a little tassel or dangle, whatever, if you wanted to, on the spine. And then just decorate the inside of your book or put pictures in it, whatever you want to do with this book. You could also put little vellum pockets in here and slide things in that way, especially on the pages that aren't pocket pages. But, you know, decorate it, embellish it, whatever you want to do. Put gift cards in the pockets. But this is the gist of the book. And then you can finish decorating it up and give it to somebody who is going to think that is the most clever thing and how wonderful it was that you made it for them. So I hope you have fun and that you guys will make a little book and post pictures so I can see it. And if you finish off the inside, I would love to see that too. So thanks for joining me today for Friday Fun Day. Check out my YouTube channel if you get bored, and have a great weekend. I won't be back next Friday because we'll be in Reno. Cha-ching! I hope winning some money, but I know having fun. And then I will see you for the Friday after that for another edition of Friday Fun Day. Thanks, you guys. Thanks for joining me, and happy stamping. See you next time.